Hi guys, this is Megan, Monica, and obviously we're Mushrooms. We just wanted to do a quick tour, which we have done a tour before, but it's kind of an updated tour, and it's a long time coming because we just have been insanely busy, and we'll explain why in a different video and how we are just slammed and always sold out now. So where do you want to start?
So basically we've been having a lot of people ask for tours, and because we live in Largo, we can't have them to the farm. So this is why this video is being created right now.
Right. So I think why don't we just start with the grow room, showing everybody the fruits of our labor, literally. Awesome. Okay. So this is our grow room. Obviously we still have to paint in here because we have some of the, wear and tear from being humid all the time. But this is midweek for us. We could do more, but right now we're not doing that. We're still working our way up to about 100 pounds a week. And it's probably going to be this week. We have lots and lots and lots of lion's mane all the way back. So lots of lion's mane this week. And a couple pinks. Poor things are a little bit stunted because it's been a little bit cold. So as soon as there's any kind of cold, they're like, nope,
Yep.
Yeah. So we have a little bit of pinks down here, and they're super pretty. So I think we went over everything in here before about, obviously we have the fans up here, we have the exhaust in the back of the room with the controller right there, and all of these cords that are running along the ceiling, they come outside here. Let's close that. So this is our humidity controller, AC control, all of that. Even the lights turn on and off by themselves. This is our plenum box. We touched on that also. This is for lots and lots and lots of fresh air for our mushrooms. So the air, there's an AC in here, if you want to open that up, Monica. So there's an air conditioner right here, and we have an exhaust fan pumping in to our grow room. And this right here, this handy dandy, I don't even know what to really call it, our humidity box.
Yeah.
We have a fogger in here, and let's see if we can peel it back enough to see. We've got lots of fog in there. House of Hydro, thank you guys.
So much.
We have an inoculation area, air conditioner, an awesome clock, thank you Alicia. This is where we store our cleaning materials. Obviously we have to clean our grow room quite often, and the shop vac comes in handy even though we have drains in there. Let's see.
Definitely need a pressure washer.
Yeah.
Definitely need a pressure washer.
This is basically, and yeah, as soon as we finished the floor, a large crack came because it's Florida, and our foundation is on sand. So this is where we store all of our materials for batching, and that means we are mixing soy hulls and oak sawdust in, and we put a little bit of spawn in there after we sterilize it. This is our sterilizer. So we sort of have that rolling cart. We bring it out in here and we work in here and put it right into our Bubba's Barrels sterilizer. Touching on this, let's start with this right here. I love the fact that we can roll it around. That is the first thing we did once we were able to start sterilizing in here, because we can just roll her right over to the grow room and drain right into the grow room, and that drain goes outside. So after we drain it, we can take her over to our lab, which is right over here, and just unload all of the bags into our lab onto these pre-cleaned shelves. And the door is open right now just so we can show everyone. Usually the door is closed all the time, just so it's as sterile as we can possibly make it. And obviously we clean religiously. This is our baby. Out of everything that we've built, this took the longest and the most money by far. And we are so obsessed, especially with the sealer. we had a lot of issues with the little sealer, the tabletop sealers. So we decided just to jump in and buy this one, and it was amazing, and I will never go back. So
No.
yeah.
It has a cool little foot pedal, so you don't even have to, use your hand or anything. You just hit the foot pedal after you put it up there, and you can start working on your next bag, and it'll get done sealing, unseal, and you just drop it right on the shelf. So, really like this guy.
Right. And one of the main things with our lab is obviously cleaning. And what we do is we bleach the floor, we bleach everything. We bleach the countertops and everything as well, but the floor is the most important. And I think I heard it from Fresh from the Farm Fungi. As long as you bleach the floors, that takes out so many of the possible contaminants. So yeah, and then we come back in after 30 to 45 minutes and then go in with alcohol. So just a little bit closer view. We've got a little AC here.
Mushroom.
Our 2 flow hoods with our little mushroom my husband did. And our awesome sealer.
And the point of the AC in here is just so that whenever you take these bags out of the sterilizer, they're extremely hot, we shut the door. It will sweat the walls. So we will just turn the AC on as soon as we unload it, come back in, a couple hours, turn it off, it should be fine.
Right.
And then this is just all of our spawn.
Yep. Which it seems like a lot, but usually we have a whole row of jars and all this stuff, and we're kind of coming back from a cold front that we had, and obviously we're still doing tropical species, but we're moving away from that. I think this year we're just about done with the pinks after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
The shelf life is about 5 to 6 days, and it's really hard. We've almost got it down to a science where they fruit and we can sell it, but obviously there's always those outliers.
Yeah, living in Florida adds that additional hot.
Right.
All right.
You want to touch on the Bubba's Barrels problem we had?
Oh, yes. So we ended up, let me just grab it so we can show you. So, this little guy, I don't know if you can tell from there. Yeah, obviously you can tell. This is, burnt, and the inside is, it's like barely holding on. So
I'm going to turn it over. I think the back looks
you
more
can see it too back
insane.
here. So, definitely if you get Bubba's Barrels, you're going to want to ask the questions that we didn't ask, like how does it need to be maintained every 6 months, every year? Because they told us that should have been changed out within every 6 months. We didn't know that. We've been using it for a year and a half, 2 years now.
Right.
So
The wires attached to it, and
Yes.
since we didn't replace the wires, because I think we used it for almost a year and a half.
Yes.
So yeah, we were supposed to do it every 6 months, and yeah, that's something you should take into account. Which I still love it. I still would use this over anything else. I love it so much.
Yes, and we can actually fit, I think we fit like 40 bags in there now
Yeah.
for this guy. Super easy to work, nothing crazy. I love it.
Right.
What else is there then? We have our inoculation area. We went through quite a few different types of shells before we found these, which we love. We wanted to build our own at first, and they were like, no, we're gonna go with the black plastic in-place shelves. They ended up being good for like storage stuff, but not for these guys, just because they're really hard to clean, each and every single one of these little holes and crevices in here, and you can't move this. And once you stack this totally full, it's extremely heavy and it can be a little wobbly, so we shifted to obviously something
Right.
a little bit more sturdy. And
The bottom, I wanted to say something.
Yes.
You can take, instead of like right here where you would literally have to take off the whole bottom and like move everything, here you can take the bags off, take the grate out, and you can clean and mop underneath the shelves without having to move everything. We do occasionally take everything off and move it just to clean and make sure, because obviously you have to, if we're walking through here back and forth to the lab, yeah, you have to be really, really clean.
yeah. And just in case you're watching and you don't actually know that much about the whole mushroom cultivation process, it starts here with the grain spawn, and then it goes into these bags. This is like a freshly done batch. We did these guys yesterday, and as you can tell, it just looks like, a bag filled with random stuff. It's brown. and then it will go into, you know, the different phases for each strain of colonization. So
Right.
it gets whiter and whiter, and as you can see here, this is kind of like the final result. This guy is ready to go, and you'll be able to hear like a thud. Yeah, so all the way through it is completely coated with mycelium, and as soon as you put the bag in the fruiting room, this guy's ready to go.
All right. I think that we touched on everything. I'm not sure if we're missing anything. I think the only thing that we really haven't done is to, you know, like doing the trimming on the walls. And I really want to touch up this crack on the floor because it's driving me nuts. I think that's it.
That is it.
All right. Everybody stay safe, and we will talk to you soon.